Okay, this week on What the Heck Are You Eating? I'm kidding. So one of the things that I'm going to try today is a pulled pork slaw sandwich that is freeze-dried. And I picked this up, really lovely lady at the Willow River Market near Prince George. So I have dried slaw, dried pulled pork. I'm going to make a flatbread. And this has all the sauce and stuff in it too, so I will add the pulled pork. I'll show you how to hydrate these, and I'll add them to the flatbread, and I'm gonna have a really wicked lunch. And these are wicked to pack around. They weigh nothing, and they literally, you could crush these and they'll just break apart. But hydrate them. Look, there's some of the powder there. But you stay tuned, and we're gonna get this all done. So I'm just gonna start making the flatbread now. So for the flatbread, all I've added is 5 heaping tablespoons of flour, some Cajun seasonings because I wanted it a little bit spicy, and some salt and pepper, and I'm just going to add a little bit of water until I can create a little bit of a rough dough, and let's get that started. Make a little well. Get it in there and start stirring it up. And start folding it. You don't want to add too much. So, just keep adding a little bit until it's exactly the right amount. And first of all, I did blend all the spices so that they were mixed into the flour. Let's just looking close. A tiny bit more. Okay, that's starting to look good. Make sure that you save back a little flour because you'll want to use it for rolling it out or flattening it. Alright, so now that I got that to this consistency, which is kind of just a nice soft ball of dough, I'm going to add a tiny bit more flour, and then I'm going to start pressing it out by hand. Just put a little extra dough, flour in there. There, now I'm going to start just kneading it and getting it so that it's no longer sticky. I'm going to just get rid of the stick, knead it out, flip it over, get some more flour in there, knead it out. As soon as it starts not being sticky, you're getting close. Now, I got the griddle over here on top of my barbecue, and that's heating up right now. So once I spread this out so that it fills my plate, you should have a decent size piece of bread for the sandwich. So just keep spreading it out, making it as even as possible. Let's turn that down the camera a little bit so you can see what's actually happening here. So I'm just flipping it over into the more flour. If you need a little more flour, make sure to use some. If it's still sticky, mine is exactly the right consistency now. There you go. So now I got one tortilla looking flatbread. So into a little oil on the griddle. Tiny bit of butter. Oh, oops, that's gotten soft. Of course it is. It's 30 degrees out here. Oops. Grab my flipper. Get that nice and hot. Okay. Now, on the other boil. So over here I have some hot water getting ready to hydrate the pulled pork. But just before I do that, I'm going to get this flatbread on. Roll it around in the butter. Press it a little more before it gets too hot. And that's it. That's my flatbread. Now, I'm going to get all this flour dust off there. Okay, so I need some scissors. The scissors are where? I block my scissors. Okay, so I'm going to open a little bit of this bag. We'll pour some water into that. And this is going to be cold. So I'm going to hydrate this with some cold water. Now, you got to be careful with the slaw, because if you overhydrate, you're going to lose the actual cream sauce, which is in here. It's amazing. Hard to believe almost. Okay, so now we're just waiting for the water to boil and the flatbread, which looks like it's doing a good job. Let's put a little butter back on the side for the flip. Well, we'll put on both sides, you know. Yeah, it's cooked up for a couple minutes. We're good to go. The water's getting close to boiling, so I'm going to leave it over there until it's all complete. Tiny bit of water to the coleslaw, some cold water. Let's fold up the bag a little bit. Push it around, you can see the sauce that's in there. And it's like almost hydrated already. Like, it happens in seconds. Like, look at that. That's incredible. Now I have regular coleslaw. My water is boiling, so I'm going to pour some into this bag without burning myself to death. Just add some boiling water. Not too much. Make sure everything gets a little bit on there. That is hot, holy. And it's hydrating pretty quickly. Wow, that is. Okay, I think I might be able to put just a touch more water. Just a touch. The best way to do it is just add a tiny bit at a time so you don't overdo it. If you do overdo it, you can, once it's hydrated, you can just hold the bag and drain a little bit of the juice out. But there, that is hydrated pulled pork right now, ready to go. So now we're just waiting on the flatbread. This is getting close. Getting close. Be right back. Flatbread's just finishing up. I'm ready to put all this together. This amazing little freeze-dried food, excellent for backpacking, amazing for safety packs that you take for emergency service stuff. You can get stuff freeze-dried, lasts forever. Like, the stuff is amazing. And what's really cool is it tastes as good as it did when it was made originally. Not like dehydrated. Dehydrated tastes so much different. Okay, there we go. We got the flatbreads all finished up. Let's point this down a little bit. Let's put some of this together. Add some of the slaw. I don't think there's even any extra juice. We calculated that perfectly. Add that in there. That might be a little extra juice, but not enough to worry about. That's all nice and cold. Now I'm going to add some pulled pork, which is nice and hot. And that is it. And this is probably going to be too hot and burn my face off. Oh, that is too hot. We'll come back to that. Just have a look at that. Pulled pork, slaw on a flatbread. It weighed nothing. That's so easy to pack in. I think that's going to be amazing. I'm going to take a bite of it, even though I know it's smoking hot. Get all of this goodness in here. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? That is so tasty. And pulled pork, reconstituted perfectly. There's Cajun in my flatbread. Anyway, give it a try. Freeze-dried food. Who knew? So good. So good.